There's always something comes up. He's smiling. Think of some questions for him.
Sure.
Okay. No, because a lot of people don't know him, so and neither do you. So get him to do the Match.com questions. You ask those.
What Match.com questions?
You know, how old are you? Where are you from?
Oh.
Are you married? Do you have kids? Are you a convicted felon? What do you think of
'Cause he'll admit
pedophilia?
that.
You know, I don't know. Favorite hobbies?
Right.
You know,
All right.
is it true you're into, you know, whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, so that's good. Hit preview. Okay. All right, so we're going to be live in about a minute, Elliot. It'll take at least 5 minutes for us to get through a bunch of bullshit so we can interview you. So just hang tight. Thank you. Is your music all set?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nobody's in the chat, though.
I wonder if we kicked everyone out. No, there's a couple of people in there. All right.
Nobody said anything.
Well, put something in for them to respond to. Tell them we're going to start on time. Okay. Public view. See, I wonder if this is going to start automatically. It's 8:01.
It should have started, right?
Well, yeah. But I'm waiting for that to be over so that I can click this button. So that's looking good. Okay, hang tight, Elliot. We're just waiting on YouTube to catch up here. And Elliot, don't watch the show on your laptop until you're off because it's gonna like use too much bandwidth. Okay, just listen along. All right. We having an issue here? See, it says health is good, so we're... It's only supposed to take a minute. Why is this? I know, but see, it's not highlighted, so I can't. Let's try this. See?
And they recommend you.
Yeah, that's sort of a... That's a squirrely little thing that I haven't... Ah, there we go. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to start now, Elliot.
It's time for Dart Talk. Brought to you by thedartzone.com. Stay in the zone. TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor and Windy City Fabricators, America's premier fabricators of orthotics and prosthetics. And Redwood Darts, America's newest tungsten darts. Stand straight and tall and hit them all Redwood Darts. And now, here are your hosts, Mystery Mark and Steve P.
Okay, welcome to Dirt Talk.
Welcome.
April something.
April, day after tax day, April 16th.
April. Okay, that's an easy one to remember.
Yeah.
Dart Talk brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
DartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Also, many thanks, Windy City Fabricators and Redwood Darts. We got the Blood Moon.
The Blood Moon.
Blood Moon
Looks
in the
good.
background.
I like it.
Did you see the eclipse?
I did not. This is the first I'm seeing of it right here.
I tried. It was totally overcast, and then by the time everything blew away, there was just like kind of like a little corner.
Yeah.
You know, like
What
1/8.
time did it happen?
It's like 12:38 p.m. or a.m.
Oh, okay.
It's like, you know,
I was
12:31 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, what were you doing?
Sleeping.
You were not. You were not sleeping. Big show.
Big show.
We have a big show. We are doing the draw for the second round of the
Yes,
Players
we are.
Challenge Series.
We've got our names all set right here,
And we will probably get to that in the second half of the show. We were going to get a live report from somebody who was in Kentucky for the Blazing Saddles Charity Open.
we were gonna.
I was down there, had a great time. Little reunion. I didn't get a chance to play with our music director.
No?
He brought, like, you know, I don't know, 15 grand worth of guitar, and we had no time to play
Oh.
it. So that kind of stunk. That was very disappointing. We'll have to get together with Jeff Dotson on that one sometime soon. You want to do the disclaimer real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
The views, opinions, rants, and rampages expressed on Dart Talk do not necessarily reflect individually or collectively those of our sponsors, co-sponsors, wannabe hosts, hearing-impaired critics, or those with a penchant for attitudinal dysfunction. We at Dart Talk strive to provide you, the listener, with an educational, entertaining, and fun-filled experience each and every week. If after the show you, the listener, find yourself feeling uneducated, unentertained, and or bored, we at Dart Talk consider that your own problem.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. We disclaim every and all things.
Yes, we do.
Beat the Bill, or it was renamed Beat Bill.
Beat Bill.
I like Beat the Bill because then you could refer to the proprietor of the DartZone.com as the Bill. Like
Yeah, I
the
don't
Queen
know.
or the
It sounds
King.
kinda
He's
goofy.
the Bill. Yeah, see, nobody's liking my nicknames
I like
anymore.
Beat Bill better.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Nick Stag Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he liked your nickname for him.
Nice.
Stag Party.
Nice.
So
Good.
he was down in Lexington. I lost to him again in the cricket,
Really?
where, you know, my strategy of playing well until I get to Stag Party and then throwing a never-ending string of one counts, that just doesn't seem to work against him. So we're going to have to...
You're gonna have to change that up a little.
Yeah, I think I figured some stuff out. I mean, Lexington is becoming like my favorite tournament for like so many different reasons. Reason number one, get this. I slept, well, okay, warning, 45 seconds of personal time. I slept on a Tempur-Pedic mattress
Okay.
for the first time. Apparently their factory is in Lexington. So the hotel had it, you know, in my room, and I didn't want to get out of bed. It was like
Really?
totally awesome. It was right out of a William Gibson novel where they sleep in these Tempur foam coffins and stuff. These things are absolutely the bomb.
Nice.
And they're not, Tempur-Pedic isn't paying me a dime for saying it. It was absolutely great. It's the second time I've played with John Frank and overslept for the triples, so they had to like kind of pound on the door and stuff and to get me up because
Seriously.
well, there was a little delay, and I took a little bit of a nap, and I'm telling you, it's like the devils of sleep just like grab
They
you with their
hold
little
on to
claws,
you.
and they hold you, and
Yeah.
they won't let you up. It was absolutely, you know, considering Joe couldn't come down there with me, I mean, it was like pretty awesome. So I don't know. Those things were pretty cool.
All right.
But, you know, the nice thing about Blazing Saddles is, you know, they're awfully great people, and it was a, you know, pretty good field, you know, considering, you know, all the big names were in Charlotte for the Charlotte Open. But, you know, the round robin, you know, I'm a big believer in round robin. Now, they had some issues running it, and so it ran behind. But outside of that, all the players like it. You get a lot of darts in, win or lose, and I am more convinced than ever now that if you really want to grow a tournament and you really want to get your locals to come out, that a round robin is the way to do it. You've got players that don't have a lot of tournament experience, players that aren't going to be rated in the top 10 of anything, but they get a free shot at you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And some of these guys were really taking it seriously. I played one guy that was I just couldn't believe how determined he was, because round robin, I tend to be
A little lax.
a little lax. I mean, I can't. I'm pretty sure, and we'll get Elliot Milk on to talk about this. He was in Charlotte and he played in the round robins for the to go to the ADO Masters.
Mm-hmm.
So, and apparently, again, in their infinite wisdom, the ADO doesn't seed anything, and they threw basically. If you looked at the list of, they probably had like 32 players, 30 players, whatever it was. If you looked at the list and you said, who are the top 10, they had 6 of them all in one group.
Nice.
I don't understand. I don't understand what
the
they're
draw.
thinking. I don't understand their thinking. If you want to send the 4 best Americans, then you need a system to identify them.
Mm-hmm.
And picking a playing card and saying, okay, here's the top 10 guys, and 7 of them are in one group, so 5 are automatically eliminated.
Right.
I just don't see that as being at all the way to run a sporting event. You're never going to
Well,
convince
maybe
me
they
of
don't
it.
want to pick their 4 best Americans.
Or
Maybe they just want to pick the 4 people that won that day.
look, I mean, what would your thinking be? Like, let's get some new blood over there. Is that what you want to do?
No,
Then why don't you
they
just
might
pull
wanna
4
do that.
names out of a hat and say
Exactly.
go?
Right.
Why make them play?
Yeah.
You're never going to convince me that this is the way to do things.
Right.
You're just never going to do it. So,
Well, I wasn't trying to, but
well, I'm trying to
I mean,
anticipate,
I don't
because
know if-
David Haskell will never come on the
do
show.
they have a reason for doing it, or that's just
I'm speculating what possible reason you would have for doing things in such a messed up manner. And I'm, benefit of the doubt, devil's advocate, whatever. Why would you do it this way?
I mean,
And I
is there
come up empty.
There's no
I can't-
positive reason for
I
it
can't come up
whatsoever.
with anything except, oh, we've always done it this way, so now it's a tradition.
Right.
I mean, cavemen used to grab women by the hair and drag them into the cave. At some point, it wasn't a tradition anymore. And it's
Yeah,
against
some
the
people
law.
still think it
well,
is.
okay, I'm just saying. That was a really bad analogy.
Yeah.
I
Could
think
I
I'm gonna
use
get-
that in court of law?
I'm pretty
No,
sure I'm going to get some static on that
It's
one.
it's still a tradition.
Just a reminder, though, next week we're going to try to do that women's show. So
Yes.
all you, people that, are interested in women's darts need to tune in next week. I think it's going to be a lively little round table.
Discussion.
Yeah, lively little round table we're going to have. As far as Beat the Bill,
Or
Alex-
beat Bill, whichever one you want to call it.
you're gonna have to correct me until I get the article out of there. Okay, as far as Beat Bill and the Beat Bill contest goes, for people that haven't played it yet, here's the deal: you email your picks for the Premier League matches tomorrow, and tell us who's going to win each match, and then the tiebreaker is going to be the highest average that any player attains tomorrow in the Premier League. So you need to come up with a number and add that to your picks and email them to darttalk@gmail.com.
So
If
it's a
you-
number, not a player.
Right. If you beat Bill's picks, which I have in my email right here, you win a $25 gift certificate to the dartzone.com. You can only win twice a season. So Hickories, who's like basically the funniest guy ever, usually in our chat room,
Yeah.
Alex Spellman, and somebody else. Was it Anderson Pope, I think? All won $25 gift certificates last week. They have to be in. They have to be received in my email by 11 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central tomorrow in order to qualify. And don't forget to put the highest average in there, Mike. Well, no, I mean, the guy's sending it at the last minute, and the deadline's kind of changed, so we want everyone to know they have to be in by 11 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central tomorrow if you want to, win
You want
something.
to beat Bill.
If you want to beat Bill. It's like Kill Bill. Beat
Volume
Bill.
1 or 2?
Well, this would be Volume 2. Volume 1
Right.
would have been last week. I like that movie. Jill hates it. She thinks it's the stupidest
Really?
movie ever. I just thought they were awesome. But, so Beat Bill, the entries have to go into darttalk@gmail.com by 11 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central tomorrow, Thursday, so that your picks are in before the matches play. In the crawl, if you guys are looking, right now you'll see the results from last week and then the upcoming matches. There's a couple of guys playing twice, so it's going to be going to be interesting. Also, below there, Robert Thornton and Brendan Dolan won the Players Series tournaments over the weekend. I think Taylor got a top 4. Barney had 2 top 8s. And this Kyle Anderson had a good weekend. Remember the kid from Australia threw the 9-darter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tearing it up. And Michael Smith got a runner-up. So these young guys are pushing. They're pushing the established players, and I think that's great. You know,
Kind
as
of
far
like
as
golf.
well, it's also like the Players Challenge Series. I mean, if you saw the list of names that we had at the beginning and you see what we're down to now, you're going to be, well, where's this guy? Where's that guy? Where's this guy? They got beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got guys coming up that are, probably working at their games a little more, a little bit hungrier. And, you got guys that are like ranked top 5 ADO already been knocked out. So I'm excited by that. And we'll have more to say. Okay. Can you read that? Because apparently we're getting a message that I'm misspeaking. I keep saying 11.
Skype?
Oh, no, it's 12 Eastern,
From
11
Skype.
Central. Okay. Okay. Your picks have to be in by noon Eastern, 11 Central.
Right.
This is what happens when I got too much going on.
Well,
I
that's what
misspeak.
he just
so.
posted that
Okay,
there, but I
so-
didn't know what he was talking
Well,
about.
I'm misspeaking on the air live,
All right.
so let's fix it. As far as like,
So instead of 12 Central, 11 Eastern, it's 12 Eastern, 11
which is
Central.
like there's no deadline. Okay, 12
12
Eastern,
Eastern,
11 Central.
Right.
Your picks have to be in. Okay, and those go to darttalk@gmail.com. Are we up against a break yet, or should
Slowly.
we bring?
I would not bring on a guest before we break because we're going to bring him on and then break.
And you got a nice invitation to go down and play in Chattanooga.
I did.
So
Somewhere
can you
in
make that
November,
happen?
right?
Yeah, somewhere in November is the Choo Choo Classic, which I actually stopped in once for 5 minutes.
To
So
the
we can-
choo-choo, you just stopped in for 5 minutes? That was
I
it?
was driving my mom to Florida, and you take, you go to Nashville, hang a left, and then, you meander, and then you pick up 75 or whatever.
Right.
So we were going through Chattanooga, and Easton Veljic was playing, and I'm like, hey, Mom, can we stop and get a Starbucks? And we get a Starbucks, and I look, and there's the hotel, and I'm like, well, let me stop in and say hi. So I stop in, and the first guy I see is John Kaczynski. He's just, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, I just stopped by to say hi. And he just looked at me like I was
like
insane.
you're nuts.
Yeah, and so my mom got to meet Easton, and they said hi, and then off to Bradenton we went. So that's the only time I've ever been to the Choo Choo. But it looked like a fun tournament, although I don't think it's where they used to have it.
Okay.
They used to have it at the, where you could see the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Right.
But
right.
I.
All right. Well, I mean, yes, I'm gonna try. We got plenty.
Because your
I
street
got plenty
cred.
of time.
Well,
I got
I'm just
plenty of
saying
time
your
to plan.
street cred is literally.
Yeah.
Your street
Oh,
cred
you
is
know what I
like
did?
getting pretty bad.
I
Did you
signed up to
find-
be an alternate for the next Windy City season.
Oh, like the Bar League?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
With
So
who?
Jim Simpson and Pete Terra and Mel and John.
Okay.
and
So you
Fred.
might actually go play
So
some league
I'm
darts.
actually going to go play some
All
league
right,
darts.
I am going to bet.
starting
I'm gonna,
in May.
I guarantee you're going to play every week because I'm going to talk
yeah.
to those guys and make them drag you out and play.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come watch and mock you.
So I'm actually going to play competitive darts for the first time in many years.
Well, good.
Starting in
Because
May, so.
you know, people are like, "Hey, what's with this Mark guy? Does he play?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, he used to play
I
really
used
well.
to.
He just
I
you
don't
know,
now.
Well, we'll
but
have
now
to
I
change
do
that.
again.
We'll have to get
So.
you on the road and play some tournaments.
Yeah.
Can we take a break now?
Yes, let's-
okay.
let's do that.
You're listening to Dart Talk with Mystery Mark and Steve P. We'll have Elliot Milk coming on in the next segment, and we'll be right back.
The views and opinions expressed on Dart Talk are those of the hosts. They in no way should be misrepresented, misinterpreted, or made to claim that the universe is against you, your family, your city, or the darting community at large.
Okay, back for the second quarter. Dart Talk brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor also. Many thanks, Redwood Darts, Windy City Fabricators. Before we bring Elliot on, I got to address something in the chat room.
Okay.
Well, somebody says there's no evidence of the whole caveman dragging a woman by the hair. However, I do have a degree in television anthropology.
Really?
Having watched like Ray Don Chong and, 10 million years BC with Raquel Welch. So I can say for certain, and Clan of the Cave Bear, that actually does happen. So we have
Because
the
it
smartest,
has to be true to be on
That's
TV, right?
I have it's the joke I have with Jill because she's always like saying, things in the emergency room aren't right. And I'm like, well, you don't have a degree in television medicine.
Okay.
In television medicine, everything bleeds. And everything is life critical and, things get resolved in 45 seconds. You can't even fill out the forms in 45 seconds.
Yeah, they're alive or dead.
Yeah, that's
By
why
the-
things are different. Like I have a degree in television law.
Of
right?
course you
Things
do.
like that.
Yeah,
So anyway,
right.
my degree in television anthropology, I'll probably hear about that later.
I'm sure.
Anyway, we have with us in the wings Elliot Milk,
Yes.
the Milkman, who is the #1 ranked player in the Players Challenge Series. So, and he also just won a trip to England to play in the Winmaw Masters.
Nice.
So let's get Elliot on and grill him. Let's grill Elliot.
Okay.
Elliot, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing?
Good, good.
Say hello to Mystery Mark.
Hi, Elliot.
How's it going, Mark?
Good, good.
Okay, Elliot might be a little bit nervous. He looks nervous. Well, I'm going to put your picture up so everyone can see you, Elliot.
Everybody
so
can
smile.
see you sweat.
Hey, be scaring everybody away.
No, not at all. Anyway, here's Elliot Milk. Ask him some questions. Why don't you?
Where are you from, Elliot?
I am from Lake Andy, South Dakota. Out in the middle of nowhere.
Right, he's out of an episode of
Yeah.
Fargo
Right,
already.
which
but-
they just, did you see they just did, FX has a new Fargo TV series?
Yeah, that's North Dakota, but
Yeah, so it's close
Do
enough.
we really need 2 Dakotas?
Yeah.
I mean, no, just
No.
kidding around. So, Elliot, real briefly for the people that don't know you, because I'm not sure how many people do. They ought to by now.
I don't.
How long you been playing darts?
I've been playing soft tip darts since about 2004. And I picked up steel tip right about, I think I went to the Chicago PDC Players Championship. It was my first steel tip tournament in 2008.
Was that the one with
yeah,
the
like-
flood?
Yeah, it was like 5. Yeah, yes, the flood there. So about 5-6 years of steel tip. So
Did you have an 8 dart cricket game last week?
yeah, I was playing. Actually, he's a really good player, and he just I started with a white horse. He failed the point, which on the next round, and I closed all the numbers out, and it was over. I've done it a few times, but it's
Somebody in the chat, NC in the chat, just said he witnessed it, so I had to ask and make sure that was correct.
What did you think?
maybe
the
it was
chat room
against
was
him. I
lying?
don't know.
No, but I wanted to hear his story.
Okay. Elliot, you've been playing pretty well this year. Is the impression I get? Is that true?
I've been putting in I've been putting in good practice, and yeah, I mean, my results have been, I'm happy with them, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's other players that I've played, you know, where like you said, I'm not really that known, but, you know, I feel confident.
Well, we had 19 Players Challenge Series matches. Well, okay, you can argue that we had 21, but we had 19
Okay.
Players Challenge Series matches where it was a race to 10, which is the longest format anyone plays in America right now. And you're the only person to crack 90, and you were closer to 100 than 90. So probably, I'm guessing what people want to know is how are you doing this? How are you able, living in South Dakota, where I'm assuming there's not a whole lot of action dart-wise, how are you able to leap above all the established guys like Darren Young and Jimmy Widmeyer and Gordon DJ and all those guys? How are you able to play so at such a higher level than those guys?
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't have the experience they do, but in terms of what I do for practice, I really do. I work on my scoring. I play in my basement. I think it's more of how you approach it more than anything. And you know, I play these guys in my head. I pay attention to averages. I pay attention to PDC averages, and I practice against that. You know, in my head, it sounds, you know, weird, but I mean, it's what I do, and it's worked for me. I mean, if you're not able to handle those type of players that can hit big scores, then there's no point in practicing it on your doubles, which you're never going to get to. So I put a lot of my practice into scoring, and you know, I'm getting there, and I'm giving myself a chance, and you know, kind of learning that part of the game as I go.
So you're like, you know, like the 10-year-old kid on the putting green saying this putt is to win the Masters.
Well, you have to. I mean,
What you're doing during your practice rounds at home?
yes, it's for me, it's about visualizing it first. So, you know, if you can't visualize yourself being in a game-winning situation against players, you know, Darren, Larry, I mean, all these guys. I mean, how are you going to prepare yourself when you do get there? You know, you have to start in your head. Well, for me, anyway.
Is there a difficult transition from practicing in your basement to like your first match at a tournament, where now all of a sudden you're in a room full of people, or is it easy for you?
I think it depends on how I feel going in, like going to the tournament. If I feel that I put in the right amount of practice, then you know, your confidence goes up, and you know, and I don't want to sound, you know, I wouldn't say negative, but I mean, you know, there's no Phil Taylor in the room. There's no, you know, there's no Van Gerwen in there. I mean, so a lot of players can play like that momentarily, but you know, I give myself a chance against anybody. You know, I'm under the impression of I play more of beat me then, I guess, is the way I approach it. You know, beat me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting attitude. So earlier you said, Elliot, that you work on your scoring. How exactly do you go about working on your scoring?
And you know, setting up cover shots. I mean, I ain't gonna say that I just sit there and pound the 20, but I mean, for me, it's I understand my your physical part of playing darts too. I mean, I have to get my arm warmed up properly. I mean, just like any other player, you know, will tell you, and you know, setting up different scenarios in your head of, you know, I'm gonna try to win these or play these next 5 games and go out in 15 or less darts. You know, I set the bar high for myself, because if you set it too far out, you're not really trying when you know, like when you get to your 13th, 14th, 15 dart, and you know, not that I hit it every time, but you know, I set the bar for myself high, and you know, I try to hit as many 180s as I can, or you know, hitting cover shots.
Do you keep track, like, of if you know, like best of 10 out of how many 15 darters you had or whatever?
Yeah, I do that sometimes, but a lot of it is it sounds funny, but it's just me standing there in the basement, and I'm in my own world. And it's something I would do even if I didn't go to tournaments. I like playing because I like playing darts. It's the moment for me to think and relax after the day. I mean, I used to do it with basketball. I just go shoot around, and I just I pick up certain things and get better and learn what I'm doing wrong, which is the whole point of darts. I think is figuring out why you're not hitting it. You can do that.
They have basketball in South Dakota too.
Yeah.
what did you think? There's like a big fence that the balls won't get through.
There's
I
nothing.
mean, not that I've ever been to South Dakota. Well, Elliot, I've heard a lot of the guys, like Adrian Lewis does this thing where he starts at 80 and he takes out 80, then he takes out 81, 82, 83, goes all the way up to 120 and back. I've heard people say they try to hit 2 of every double. I've heard people say I've seen like some of the Brits warm up for a tournament where they have to hit 50 triple 20s. You don't have any drills like that you do? You're just kind of sitting there playing 501 games by yourself, trying to keep track of how many darts you throw?
I guess I've done where how many tons I can hit, anything ton plus, ton or higher. I mean, I've done that where I've got up to 30 before, where and maybe that's what helped me in the Players Challenge Series, because I do play by myself. So I mean, as in just going for scoring, getting to my outs. I mean, I've hit those rhythms, and I happen to do that in Wichita, where I was just I was there. I'll just step up to line, and I got into one of those grooves where and a lot of players have done it in their own practice, and it went from the practice board to the match, and it feels good when you can do it. And I haven't played many matches like that, so I mean, it was a good opportunity, and it came out right at the right time, and for me, seeing that, it raises your confidence up a lot, because I've known I can do it, and it's been actually recorded, because I don't really write anything down, so it was good to see that that's how high it had come out.
That's interesting because, we said on the show, and I don't know when, but we said it before that, it's the guy who's willing to just like practice by himself in his basement that is going to end up winning this thing.
Right.
That kind of commitment and that kind of, I assume you have passion for the games, what I'm getting out of this, Elliot.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid question,
what's
I guess.
it like warming up when you're at the tournament? Do you do the same kind of practice routine when you're in your basement, or is it different now that you're?
No. I mean, it's the same. It's the same. And when you do, I mean, when you practice a lot, I mean, you have to get your arm feeling right. I mean, maybe I over practice. I have, but getting your arm right, and
I mean, you're in
just
your basement pretending you're playing Darren Young, but what happens when you're warming up for a match and Darren Young's in the room? Are you still pretending you're playing Darren Young?
Yeah, I mean, I'm practicing to get to that level where because you never know who you're gonna draw in in the ADOs, or
Really?
it's you can
Discuss
you can
that.
get you can get anybody. So I mean, you have to be ready to play whoever's in there, and I can't sit here and say that it doesn't hype you up, or but I mean, I'm never gonna go to the tournament and just be like, I don't want to draw that guy, because I mean, I look at it the other way. I want to play those guys. Why lose to anybody else? I mean, I want to lose to the best.
Right. Well, that sounds like the right attitude to me.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I like it.
He seems. Let's talk as if he's not listening. He seems he seems like he has that quiet confidence. He's not talking smack, but at the same time,
Right.
what he's basically saying is, I'm not afraid of anybody.
Yeah.
I'm willing to play anybody, and I'm just as prepared, if
Go
not
ahead.
more prepared than you are.
Go ahead
So
and
let's
beat me.
see.
Let's
Yeah.
see if you could beat me.
I mean, I kind of like that. Can we work on the nickname, Elliot, or are you really fond of Milkman?
Well, obviously my last name's Milk, but it's something I've grown up with.
2%?
And, yeah, I've heard them all.
2% milk.
There's nothing you're gonna say
I'm
that I
sure.
haven't heard.
Non-fat,
Yeah.
fat-free,
Soy.
yeah, soy.
Yeah. Aphidophilus. Have people called you Elliot Aphidophilus Milk?
Most starters can't spell that. I know I can't. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. What is Aphidophilus? What is that?
It's
Ask the chat room. They'll know.
It's a form of fake milk.
It's a form of fake milk.
Yeah.
Powdered milk.
Like soy. And
Powdered milk. Powdered.
Heard that one too.
Yeah, you heard.
Yeah.
He's heard them all. All right, we're going to take a break. Can you stay with us, Elliot?
Sure.
Okay, we'll be back. We'll talk some Players Challenge Series in a minute. You're listening to Dart Talk with Steve Fonselman, Mystery Mark, and our guest, Elliot Milk, #1 ranked American in the Players Challenge Series, and we will be right back.
Geneva Convention in treating fairly its prisoners in their war against lackluster darting administration and behaviour.
Okay, back for the second half of Dart Talk, brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Also, many thanks. Windy City Fabricators and Redwood Darts. Elliot Milk is still with us. Can you hear us, Elliot?
Yes.
Okay. We've been talking earlier in the show about, my opinion is, these round robins are the best things since sliced bread. You've played a lot of the, ADO regionals, and, you've played round robins. And I remember you and I were talking. I thought we were in Dayton at the first NWDS. It was the first time we really had a chance to talk at length. What do you think of round robins? Do you think they help? They hurt? Got any opinion at all?
I guess being, I'm not necessarily new to the tournaments, but I guess I've always looked at it as, it's just the way it is. I don't know. It's like you're gonna get lumped in and fight your way out of there. And the only bad part is if, say, you do that, but then they change the ranking system on the final bracket, which I think it had happened to me, where I had won my board, and I ended up playing like one of the best players in the bracket. I didn't know how that worked out, but I mean, I dealt with it and moved on, I guess.
Was this sorry, are you talking about an ADO regional or some other event where you were confused by the bracketing?
Yeah, I think it was one of the New Worlds, but I mean, they went off one of a different ranking system or something. But I didn't have any points in it, and so I dealt with it. But it didn't feel good going all the way out there and winning my board and then not.
Oh, was this in Vegas you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that's
Oh
where.
yeah. That was a confusing thing because they had to use PDC seeds, and you didn't have PDC events, so you
Yeah.
weren't seeded even though you won your board. Yeah. I remember that part. Okay. Well, I think those days are done.
You would
Anyway, are you a big fan of cricket? You said you started out on soft hip, but it sounds to me like all your practice is 01.
Yeah, I love playing cricket. Actually, I play a lot, cricket, and soft tip, and I do in steel too. I mean, I practice cricket also. I mean, I guess I was speaking more in terms of the the regional or the qualifier I was just at. But yeah, I play a lot of cricket actually. I'd like to think I'm pretty good at it.
Okay. Do you think cricket takes more skill than 01 or vice versa, or are they about the same?
I think cricket's it's more about staying with your own strategy and not falling into your opponents. I mean, there's a few different ways you can some that people play cricket that I've picked up on, and when you develop your own style and stick with it, and you're hitting what you need to. I mean, it's more of a mental battle, I think, than 01 where you can catch rhythm on the 20s, and you can beat anybody in that. Cricket, you have so many numbers, that you can come back on any one of them. So I mean, it is definitely more strategy and more of a mental chess match, I guess.
Okay. So which one takes more skill?
I would say cricket.
Oh, guy's killing me.
Oh, that's
Just killing me.
you just upset the host.
No, you didn't. That's fine. No, because I don't agree, but we could talk about that maybe another time. Maybe you can come back on the show because no one will debate me on this, and it sounds like you would, but we're not going to have time. We have to do the draw for the second round of the PCS. So you want to stay with us, and then we'll ask you for comments when we start doing the matchups. You up for that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Okay. Well, you can. I'm going to take your picture off the screen now, so you can kick back and listen. Elliot Milk, good guest, I think. That was a nice interview. Yeah. Okay, so Mark has a box. So let's explain to everyone what we're doing. All right, he has 2 boxes now.
Now I have 2 boxes.
Well, see, I was going to put those. Yeah, this is for the big box. What we have here.
This is for the big box.
Yeah, here's what we're doing. After the first. Okay, don't break anything. After the first
relax.
After the first round of the Players Challenge Series, we have 19 players left.
Yes.
Right, so we had 19 matches played, 21, depends who you ask. We had 19 matches played. So we took the top 8 by average.
Correct.
And they are the seeds in the
PC
second
right,
round.
in the second round.
The other 11 players, 6 of them will play into the 16, 15, and 14 seeds, and then we're going to blind draw everyone else. So what I have here, if you guys can see I'm pretty sure you can read it.
Yeah.
Too cool. We've got Ralph McCool, and then when I do that, you
want
can
me to
fold
start
them
folding
up
them?
and put them in the tall box. So we have Ralph McCool. We have Joe Huffman. We have Eric. Oh, okay. Whoops. We have Eric Gregory. Joe Cheney. I just wrote chainsaw there. We have Todd Bumgarner. We have, what does that say? Levi's Coming. That's Levi Remick. We have Mr. Roboto. That's Robbie Phillips. We have Garrett French, because I couldn't remember his nickname. I just wrote Garrett French. A5K. That's Andrew Van Coverden. And we have Ram Guevara, who is in with everyone else there, even though his average was actually really, really high. I think he averaged like an 85. And David Flowers. So a couple of things while Mark is he's folding them up and putting them in the tall box. Can I have that other stack while you're folding? Okay. Now here are the slips for the assignments of the matches. So we're going to pull one name out of the box, and then we're going to pull one of these. I don't know if they can actually read that. Let me get that a little closer. So what it says is play-in number 3 versus Greg Von Leinen, although it actually just says Greg. This apparently is upside down. So there's 2 matches that is going to be play-in number 3 versus
I didn't know
Greg.
you wanted them collated correctly.
And then there are 2 matches that's going to say play-in number 2 versus Nick. That's Nick Lindberg. And then there's 2 that are going to say play-in number 1. Here's one of them. Oh, that's another player number 3. Anyway, okay. And then the other 5 names, the top 5 in the list, are going to get their opponents here too. So there's a couple of things we need to mention. So here's Gordon Dixon. There's Elliot. I just wrote Milkman. Big Daddy is Darren Young. DJ Sayer, I believe, is the 4th seed, and Jimmy Widmeyer is the 5th seed. This is just based on the averages of the matches that have been played. Here's the other play-in number 1 is going to be versus Ryan Vandewijk, who, I don't know, Jersey Devil, I think, is his nickname, since he booted me on Tintin, which I'm still very resentful of. So you got the players. The players are in that box. Go ahead and just wiggle it. Now, these have to get folded, and these go in the other box. Oh, okay, fine. Okay. So just leave this box on camera here. So this is the players' box. We're going to have to pick one out of the players' box and then one out of the match box. And when this is over, we're going to have the bracket for the rest of the tournament. I know, and there's one other thing that we should mention. What I'm going to do is I will contact all the players, and I will assign them a tournament to play. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the tournaments have enough advance notice where they can promote these matches. And we're going to try to get them on the schedule. We'll do everything we can so that the players have the best conditions to play under, and that so they can be prepared. We had problems during the first round. Some matches didn't get played because people ran out of time, which was really a bummer because I wanted to see Gary Mawson and Alex Reyes play in Virginia Beach. There was a match in California that didn't get played. So next year we'll fix that. But in the meantime, we will draw the. Where are we on break? Can we start this now, or are we good?
If you keep rambling on for a few more minutes, then we can take a break, and then we can come back and do this.
Well, okay, and there's one other announcement with the Players Challenge Series. I did discuss it with our sponsor about what happens if somebody can't play. And we're going to make every
That is a good
effort.
question.
Yeah, we're going to make every effort to make sure that, these matches go on the same philosophy we've been using in the Players Challenge Series, which is you're going to go to tournaments you already go to. We're not going to ask Elliot to go to, a $5,000 tournament in Cape Cod and say, if you can't make Cape Cod, then you're out. We're not going to do that. However, if for some reason a player pulls out for whatever reason, we needed a mechanism so that people don't get a walk. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down the list of the players that competed and didn't win, and we're going to take the highest average, which I believe right now the highest average of a losing player is Mark Fair, averaged about 84. So he's going to be the first alternate if it turns out somebody can't play.
Right.
And we'll walk down the list that way because it wouldn't be fair. There's players I would love to pop in there like Gary Mawson and Alex Reyes and some of the other guys that didn't play, but I think this is the best way to go about it. And it also addresses some of the, guys that are saying, well, geez, I averaged 84 and I lost, and, one guy won and didn't average anywhere near that. So we kind of hope to fix some of that inequity. We're not going to fix it, but, at least we'll try. So where are we on the break? Can we start this now, or?
No, why don't we take a break, because this might take a little while.
I don't want anyone to. Where's the other box? Put the other
It's right
box here. Okay. Well, I don't want anyone to think that we rigged the boxes during the break. I'm paranoid that because we want to do this on the
we'll
other.
come back from a break, and I'll shake your box.
Why don't we just skip the break? Why don't we just skip the break and get right to this? Is what
It's
I'm
up
saying.
to you.
Okay, can we do
skip
that?
the
You're
break?
the boss.
Skip.
Elliot says skip the break.
Yeah,
he's the
got
number
things-
one ranked player.
he's
I
got
think we
things to
should
do.
listen to him. Okay. So, how are we going to do this? I will take one name out of the box, right? And then
Well-
you'll take one out of that box, and we'll match them up? Or what do you want? How do
All
you
right,
want to do
that's
this?
fine.
I can barely get my hand
Well,
in
no,
here.
but
what?
all right.
We have to match them up. So one name with
Okay.
one name. So are you going to write this stuff down or what?
If you want me to.
Somebody in the chat room, write this down for us in case we forget.
Somebody
we'll
give
have
me
it
a-
on video. It's not going to really matter.
All right.
Do you want to write this down?
No.
All right, so I will take the first name out of the box. Okay. And let's see who we got here. Okay, so the first player is Levi Remick. Levi's coming, and who's Levi going to play?
DJ Sayer.
Okay, so Levi and DJ Sayer. Okay, that's match number 1. We're going to pull 11 matches here. So let me sort this out here. Let me put these two over there. So that's match 1. It's a huge ashtray.
Are you
All right,
good?
so match number 2. So hang on a second. So Levi against DJ, Elliot. Who do you think will win?
I guess I can't. I've just played DJ actually a couple very good battles in Charlotte, and I guess I've never played Levi. I know he's a good player.
It's an interesting matchup. I mean,
Yeah.
they're both kind of young. I think DJ's been playing good this year. I don't know if he would say that, but I, thought he's playing better than he was last year.
Mhm.
It'll be interesting. I mean, it's going to be kind of weird this summer because I think a lot of the, steel guys are going to start playing like the Americas Tour and stuff. Which, by the way, I forgot about this. The Americas Tour, you can go to Dallas and still play. They're going to take sign-ups. They have a few open spots. I forget how many. But if you go to Dallas, the thing is you have to be there you have to be signed up no later than 9 o'clock Saturday morning so you can play in the shootout. If you don't play in the shootout, you're not going to be able to play in the main event. They also added a couple of draws and a doubles and stuff. So they have stuff going all weekend. You can go, if you Google Darts Live America's Tour, you can get to the website and go sign up. So they do have some spots left. I meant to say that earlier, and I totally spaced on that. Okay, you ready for number 2 here? Okay. Who'd you say was going to win, Elliot? Did we get a prediction?
did.
Or
He
he's
was-
totally
he was-
hedged.
he
He
was-
doesn't want to deal with those guys. He's
I
like, you
actually-
didn't pick me to win.
When I read into
Who
what
do you
he was
think's gonna
saying,
win?
when I read into what he was saying, it was since he's never played Levi and DJ just took him to the limit. He's taking DJ Sayer.
Who you taking?
I'll take DJ.
Y'all taking DJ?
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all
Okay.
of us.
No, that's
y'all
fine.
of us are taking DJ.
I wonder if we
Yeah.
should like put odds or something. I don't know. Anyway, we'll have all of this up on the Dart Talk website sometime tomorrow for you people that are listening on the audio podcast. Okay, here comes number 2. Okay, this is Todd Where's the camera? Todd Bumgardner is going to
Play in 3 versus Greg.
Okay, so he's in Greg Von Leinen's bracket, and he's one of the 2 people that'll be in the play-in
Right.
number 3 match. That's Todd Baumgartner. Who do you think will win?
Did we say what?
we
Did
don't
we say
know
what
who
the
he's
play-in
playing yet.
matches were?
Well, we don't know yet. That's one of them. There's 2 slips that say play-in number 3. So Todd will play whoever gets the
No,
other
but did we
play-in
say
number
who
3.
the play-in matches were?
What do you mean who they were? The winner of the play-in match will play Greg Von
Who's
Leinen.
playing in the play-in match?
Well, one is Todd Baumgartner, okay, and he has to play someone. We haven't picked the name yet. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's 2 slips that say play in number 3.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a weird way of doing it. Anyway,
Okay, fine.
all right, go ahead.
Anyway, it works. Okay, so Todd Baumgartner is the first player in play in number 3.
Okay.
Then at some point there will be a second player. See? I got this figured out. This is going to work really good. Okay, so here's match number 3. Eric Gregory. Can you see that, everybody? Eric Gregory is play-in number 2, and the winner of play-in number 2 will play Nick Lindberg. Okay? So we got that. See? That wasn't so hard.
Whatever.
Okay. Okay, this is going to be a mess. Okay, let's try another one.
Who's going to win that one, Eric? Or Elliot?
Hang on. Well, he'll have an opponent at some point. My gosh, give me a break.
I'll try not to give anybody any ammo.
Yeah. Okay.
If I say they lose, then I have to play
A5K,
it.
Andrew Van Coverden is in play-in
Play-in
number
1.
1, and the winner of play-in number 1 will play Ryan Vanderwijk. Okay, so now we have one of each play-in. And then what do we got? Levi and DJ. Okay. So this is going good. I wondered how long this would take. We should have decorated the box
Yeah, we should have.
with like a Players
We
Challenge
should have had
Series
somebody
logo.
do that for
Okay,
us.
next year we'll do that. Okay, too cool.
Play-in 2.
Ralph McCool is play-in number 2. So that means that he is playing Eric Gregory. Do you know Eric Elliott or Ralph
No,
McCool?
I can't say that I do.
That's
I might have met him at some point, but I'm yeah, that doesn't stand out to me.
Okay, so Eric Gregory and Ralph McCool will play, and then the winner will play Nick Lindberg. What do you think about that? Eric and Ralph? You saw Eric. Eric played at the Players Challenge Series.
Yeah.
Played really, really
Yeah.
well all weekend. And then Ralph always plays well.
Ralph's good.
Yeah. Who do you think?
I'd
there?
probably take
Yeah,
Ralph in that.
I know Ralph's pretty good.
Yeah.
They had very similar averages, but in Ralph's defense, he was trying to like run a stream and all this other stuff while he was playing. So I don't know if he's had higher averages, before. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun match to watch, and they live fairly close together, so that'll be a good. That actually worked out pretty good. Okay, here we go. Next player is Joe Cheney, Chainsaw.
Playing one.
Joe Cheney playing one. Who was the other guy in playing one? Or did we not pick one?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, A5K. That's Andrew Van Coverden. The winner plays Ryan Vanderwhite. So who was that? Chainsaw?
Yeah.
All right, so we have Chainsaw playing Andrew Van Coverden. And the winner plays Ryan Vanderwhite. Okay, that geographically we're challenged on that one. We'll figure something out.
Nice.
Okay, okay, Andrew Van Coverden against Chainsaw. Anybody going to take Andrew on that?
Don't really know him. Know the chainsaw. So I mean, I gotta go with old Joe on that one.
Got to go with Joe. I mean,
I would too.
Joe's got a lot more experience. Andrew's one of these kind of up-and-comer dudes.
It depends,
you know?
I mean, if there were actually odds and I saw the odds and I liked the odds in my favor, I might
Maybe
actually
we'll
go
do
with
that.
the
Maybe
AVG.
maybe when all is said and done, we can actually do some odds or something, or maybe somebody else will do them.
Somebody might do them.
But
But
I mean, I'm not
So
really
so
good.
so
with
as the bracket moves forward, does the format change or does it stay?
No. It's all going to be a race to 10 all the way
Okay.
through, and then as the number 1 seed, you're going to be if you get through your next match, you're going to play the winner of the 8 seed match, whoever that is. I can't remember off the top of my
I
head.
see. Yeah, because I can't
By the
see
way,
what
we're
you're
frozen
doing
on
now,
YouTube.
so it's hard to understand.
We're frozen on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of bad. Okay, let's just keep going. I can't do anything right now unless we take a break in the middle of this thing, and I don't want anybody to think we're messing around here. Okay, so Joe Huffman
Playing 3.
is playing 3. Who's playing? Okay, so that was Todd Bumgarner. So Joe Huffman and Todd Bumgarner playing for the right to face Greg Von Leinen, who you met in Charlotte, I would think, Elliot.
Yes.
Well, now do you know Todd? I know you know Joe.
Yeah, I played Todd in the top 8 of the singles. I managed to get by him, but I mean he had to play good to get there, and so I mean I know he's definitely not a slouch.
Okay, awesome. So who you picking?
Um,
We're killing this guy.
He's like,
Joe-
I just don't
Yeah.
want to give any billboard material.
I know. Joe Huffman against Todd Bumgarner. You got to pick one. Just pick one.
I go with Boom Boom there.
Go with Boom Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
That-
I'm gonna have a bunch of targets on my back.
No,
now.
no.
Which
no.
one's
You
Boom
just
Boom?
blame it on me. Just have Steve maybe say something. I didn't really mean it. I just like whatever. I'm pretty sure you've got plausible deniability on that. Okay. Let's see the next one. Is that it for the play-ins? Are we all
I
done?
believe so.
That's all the play-ins. Okay. So then this is going to be against people. So this is David Flowers,
Dun 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 dun.
Milkman.
Milkman.
Geographically, that's the best David could hope for.
Yeah.
Because you're the closest to Vegas. And that now, and David is a guy that actually told me he may not be able to make another tournament. So I'll be in contact with you, Elliot, and we'll see if we can't figure out a tournament you guys are both going to. But you've got
Right on.
David. Okay.
Right on.
Who's going to win?
I gotta go with myself.
Okay.
Do you know David? I would think
Yeah.
you know him.
Yes. I do know David.
It's a
I know
good, it's a
David.
good matchup. They're both kind of about the same age and stuff like that. Good players. That'd be a good match. Okay. So who do we got here? We're running out of people.
Well, yeah, we're almost done with this.
Okay. Garrett French.
Mr. I'm going to win Big Daddy.
All right, so Garrett French and Darren Young. I'm not even going to ask who you're picking there. Because were you to take Garrett French, Darren would never talk to you,
Yeah.
right?
I'm gonna go with
Darren's
French.
got a good sense of humor. You're going with
No. Well, anything's possible.
going with Garrett
But,
French.
yeah.
Okay. Are we? Is this the last one? Or is
No,
there,
I got
there's
two.
Two more. Okay. All right. So let's see who this is. Robbie Phillips, Mr. Roboto.
Against Gordon.
Robbie and Gordon. Those guys have played a bunch of times. Who you like there, Elliot? Between Gordon Dixon and Robbie Phillips.
Seriously, I'd have to literally say that'd be a coin flip. That's
Seems like
too
it.
tough to call. That's
Seems
too
like
tough.
it. I don't know how often they play. I know Robbie got by him in the Nationals a couple of years ago. Gordon gets around more than Robbie does. Robbie doesn't travel as much.
Right.
I don't know if that hurts him or helps him. I don't know. Well, that'll be an
that's
easy match to
coin
schedule
flip.
because they go to a lot of tournaments. So what do we got left?
The drum
Hang
roll
on, let
for
me
the
think.
last
Oh,
one.
Widmer. Yeah, Widmer is the last guy.
Oh, so I don't even have to open this.
Well, yeah, you do because I don't remember who he's playing off the top of my head. Wait, let me think.
It
Oh,
doesn't-
Ram Guevara.
This already says
Okay.
Wid.
Well,
so I don't have to open it.
Okay, so Ram Guevara and Jimmy Widmer. This is another problem because Ram told me the only tournament he could go to this summer was Fire on the Mountain.
Yeah.
I don't
right.
think Wid goes to that.
Oh,
So
really?
we'll have to figure something out. Okay.
All
So
right.
Wid and Ram are the other is the last matchup.
There you have it.
Okay, so where are we on time? Can we take
Well,
a
we
break
g-
and see if YouTube is still
Do
frozen?
we need to take a break, or are we just going to run the show out?
Well, I'm thinking let's take a break and see if something's broken.
Okay.
Okay, so we have this all on tape, though, so nobody can say we, messed with anything. I'm paranoid. I
We
don't know
rigged
why,
the draw?
Elliot. Why would I rig a draw that I'm not even playing in? I don't know.
Right.
But, okay, we're going to take our last break. You listen to Dart Talk. A special guest, Elliot Milk, Steve Hunt-Selman, that's me, Mystery Mark, that's him, and we'll be back in a minute or two. If I can find the little thing. Okay, we'll just do this.
It was nice talking with you guys.
Forevermore warned that you consume the show at your own risk, and that Dart Talk cannot be brought to justice in any court or by any government, including and not restricted to the grand spaghetti monster of the Triple 20.
Okay, back for the fourth quarter of Dart Talk, brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stain zone.
DartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Our apologies to anybody listening live that says they're not getting the show. From our end, everything, we're getting green lights and everything, so we have no idea what's going on. However,
Yeah.
we taped everything. Some great matches that we got here. What's your favorite? Which one would you really want to see the most? I can think of a couple that are going to be very, very fun to watch.
I would like to see Gordon. Gordon Dixon against
Robbie Phillips.
Robbie Phillips.
Gordon
'cause
and
I
Robbie.
like the fact that they played a lot against each other, so you get into a match where it means something again, and they're good friends. I'm assuming, and you can have an exhilarating match because they're both going to want they're going to want to win.
Yeah, they're cordial with each other, but they're both competitive, and they're both fine players. I think that's the fact that they're both kind of in the same generation and everything. We got a lot of young players here.
Right.
Ram Guevara and Jimmy Widmer is going to be. We're going to have to make that match happen because I think that is going to be. Ram had a really good match. He knocked out Leonard Gates in Texas, and they were playing great. He closed on an 11-darter. I mean, Widmer, I didn't have time to write up the report because I was traveling. Beat Stowe Bunce 10-zip.
Oh.
So that was the only shutout in the entire first round. So I think that's a good match. It'll be interesting. I mean, A5K has got his work cut out for him playing chainsaw. But he's one of these guys, he wants to get better, he wants to improve, and here's a chance for him to do it. Geographically, we lucked out on a lot of these things. Who's Ralph McCool playing? Eric Gregory. That's another good match.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Ralph's probably got more experience playing, long format steel than Eric does. But, Eric looks to me like he developed a taste for it. And I know he played pretty well in Michigan. So that's an interesting match. A lot of good matches. Joe Huffman.
Well, you got a lot of good dart players.
Yeah, Joe Huffman and Todd Gardner. I mean, some of these guys averaged almost identical in their wins.
Okay.
I mean, there were a lot of guys that were kind of like, pretty much, a point or two in between them.
Mm-hmm.
So wow. This is really cool.
Yeah, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah, figure out where hopefully get everything situated and they can all play.
Like I said, I am going to assign tournaments. I will talk to every player involved. We will assign tournaments. We'll make sure that there is advance notice so the tournaments can promote it. I wanted to have one in Cleveland, but I don't know if they're going to have enough time. So I'll talk to them and see if they still want one, because it's
When is it this weekend?
I thought we were gonna do the draw like last week, and we didn't get to it. So it's kind of my fault. If we miss Cleveland, well, that'd be too bad because that's a tournament I actually may
Cleveland
go to.
this weekend?
No, I think Cleveland's the first weekend in May, so that still gives them a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll have to get busy and contact.
You might be able to pull that off.
Who would you want to see? You can come to Cleveland with me. I wonder if we can get Ram Guevara to come to Cleveland. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to schedule these now. For housekeeping, next week is supposed to be the women's show.
Yes.
You're going to wear a dress or
No.
lipstick or something?
No. That was not in my contract.
Are you sure?
Well, no, I did not read the fine print.
You didn't read the extra codicils that got stapled to the back?
I don't know. I might have checked that out. If you see me in a dress or lipstick next week, then you will realize that I did not read the fine print.
Maybe we'll try to get a woman in the studio to participate.
Okay.
Make sure not to drag you into a cave.
There you go. Yes. Right.
Somebody who actually listened to the show.
Somebody's going to hit me. Yeah. I'll wear a dress. I'll be a drag, and I'll get hit over with a club and dragged.
No, I wonder if we could get a woman to come and talk on the show.
I'm sure you could.
Like a woman in Chicago.
Like one.
Yeah, she won't come on.
No?
No way. No, a lot of women are like mic shy, camera shy. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But it'd be nice to get somebody in studio, talk about women's darts. Can you think of anybody aside from the obvious? No, you would come on the show and talk about women's darts?
No, unless I'm gonna go try and get a Tynan sister.
They're shy too.
Yeah, you never know.
Really? Well, I'll call one. Which one? Okay. Either one.
Well, I guess
You're a lot of help.
either one. Liz.
Okay.
She's the one that travels more. She would be the one the first choice, right?
I think it'd be nice to get somebody live in studio to talk about this stuff and put the goofy cam on them and then get these other people involved. Okay, I think that'd
See
be
if
pretty
Liz
cool.
Tynan will come on the show.
All right. We will effort that. We will effort Liz Tynan. Also, Beat Bill.
Beat Bill.
Your entry must be received by 12 Eastern, 11 Central. Email them to darttalk@gmail.com. You need to pick a winner for every Premier League match tomorrow. And also, you could do this too, Elliot, if you want. Pick a winner for every match, and then give us an average. That's the tiebreaker is the highest average that any player shoots tomorrow.
I got you.
And email that to darttalk@gmail.com. If
See
you
if
win,
you can beat Bill.
See if you can beat Bill's pick, or Bill's picks. And he's going to publish them. He told me what time, but I forgot. I think he publishes them at 1 Eastern, 12 Central. And then it makes it a little more fun to watch. The Premier League, when you got something writing on it. He paid off 3 guys last week. Yeah. So winner 20.
How many entries, 3?
I don't know. Oh, that would be bad.
Did they all beat Bill?
I don't know. But they, it was, I know Hickory's was one. I said him earlier in the show. I think it was Alexander Pope and Alexander Pope. The English major creeped in. And Alex Spellman.
Okay.
He was on the show, wasn't he? Alex Spellman. Isn't he the guy from Boston that was talking about the league darts thing? I think that's him.
Was that him?
Yeah, he was on the show
like
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't that long ago. You're supposed to remember this stuff. I can't remember anything.
I have it written down somewhere.
So what else are we talking about?
Apparently the German Masters is streaming this weekend. PDC.
The German Masters is PDC German Masters is streaming. Hopefully it's streaming on YouTube, and YouTube doesn't freeze, which apparently it froze on some people. I don't know what that is. I don't know what happened with that. So we'll investigate that, and hopefully it'll be better next week. Are we done? Are we on an hour? Are we close?
Oh yeah,
Are we over again?
We're pretty close to right on time.
Are we really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for Elliot Milk from South Dakota for joining us, the number 1 ranked PCS player.
Thanks, Elliot. Good luck.
Good luck with Garrett French. We'll figure out when you guys can play. Hopefully, it'll be before Stanford. Are you going to be going anywhere before Stanford, Elliot? That's like east of the Appalachians.
I'm always last minute on tournament, so I definitely try to make as many as I can. So right now, I wouldn't. I think the bull shooter is what's next for me. So
I need a partner. You ever need a partner, Elliot? You just give me a ring.
Right on.
I'm only set up for a few tournaments a year, and then everything else I just kind of wing it. So, but be in touch. Thanks for coming on. I thought you were a great guest, and I wish you all the best. You looking forward to the Winmore Masters?
Yes, I am. I am. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. I got to get my passport and definitely get my practice in.
Okay, I think you're going to do well there. I think, if you keep your head on, the way it is right now and go over there and approach it the way you've been approaching everything else, we can expect big things from you.
I'm going to try. Thanks for having me.
Okay, I hope you'll come on again and we didn't, grill you too bad.
No. Anytime.
Okay, thanks, Elliot.
Thanks a lot.
Everybody else will be back next week at our usual time.
You betcha.
Anything else for you? You got anything? If you need tickets to the Cincinnati series, call Facebook me because
there you go.
Apparently
playing golf, hitting the links for the first time. Sunday.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where are you going to play? You're going to go up north?
BG, yeah.
BG?
Yeah.
Man, you should drag me up there with you. Oh wait, isn't this Easter?
Yeah.
How are you playing golf when we got a brunch?
I'll be back by the time you pick me up.
Okay. Why don't you just stay up there and I'll pick you up there?
Because I haven't figured it out yet.
It
just all happened today.
Nice.
So I'm just happy that I'm actually going to get out there and hit the links.
You should be happy you're going to go out and play darts, not play golf. It's not a golf
Darts
show.
doesn't start till May.
What'd you think? Did you watch Bubba Watson?
I did. I thought it was an uneventful ending. I mean, he played great and everybody else stunk.
Did they stink?
They just didn't play well. I mean, Spieth, who's 20, played well. He didn't play well in the back nine, but it was. I mean, Bubba played great. He just played steady and played like you're supposed to when you're in the lead, and he won.
It was a weird Masters.
But a lot of Masters, there's always a lot of movement, even from people that start early in the morning. There was nothing.
Yeah. I was watching it, and I'm like, there's nothing to watch. This guy's got a lock. And CNN posted that he narrowly won. And I'm like, he was up 3 shots the whole back nine.
The last 5.
The
whole it was never in question.
Okay. Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. We'll hang out in the chat room for a while, but the picture's going to go away. We'll be back next week, our usual time. For Mystery Mark, Steve Panuncialman, thanks for listening, and we will Dart talk to you next week. Safe travels, everyone going to Dallas.
Happy Easter.
Oh, yeah, happy Easter.